On U.S. home sales are among the highest in the world. That's according to a new article in the Wall Street Journal. It also highlights a federal jury ruling from last month that said the National Association of Realtors colluded with brokerages to keep the fees high. The association is appealing, but the ruling is firing up debate on how agents are paid in the U.S. So let's bring in Erin Sykes. She's the chief economist at Nest Seekers International, a real estate brokerage firm based here in New York. Thanks for joining us. So listen, this was actually news to me that other countries pay different commission rates. How is the way we buy and sell here different from what happens in other countries?
Yeah, so what this Wall Street Journal headline is missing is the fact that agents in other countries are actually on salary. So here in the US, we are completely commission-based as agents. We do not get our insurance paid for or our marketing expenses or any of the miscellaneous fees like gas that we need to just complete our jobs. And the average salary of a full-time 40-hour-a-week agent in the US is only $31,000. So there's this misnomer or falsity spread out that agents make so much money, but in reality, most are just scraping to get by.
Right. So then we come to this court ruling that concluded that real estate agents and brokerages are colluding to keep it at the 6%. We didn't even talk about what the percentage is. It's 6%. It's split, but between the seller's agent and the buyer's agent, but it is the seller's agent, essentially, or the seller that pays for that percentage. So let's talk about this court ruling. And part of the conversation is that perhaps, you know what, I'm going to have you sort of map it out. What did the court conclude, and what could be the immediate fallout from that?
So this court ruling, frankly, is confusing. So just to circle back for 1 minute, it's actually our fees tend to range between 5% and 6% total. Right. So that's split between buyers and sellers. And that can, of course, then be negotiated depending on the circumstances of each transaction. This court ruling would make it so that rather than establishing a transparent commission structure at the onset of listing a property, then having that commission be very clear on MLS so that both buyer's agent, seller's agent know exactly what they're getting into, this is pushing it onto the buyer's agent to say, no, you need to negotiate your fee with your buyer up front. And the reason that this is a problem is because buyers are facing so many headwinds right now. They're dealing with the highest prices in history. They're dealing with high interest rates. And then to add a fee on top of it would really completely freeze out the market and make it so that many people would never, ever be able to purchase a home. The reason why the fees are currently structured as part of the sale is because they're already understood. The sellers know that they're responsible for these fees, and it's baked into the price of the home.
So I'm going to sort of reinforce for everyone that you do work for a brokerage, so you kind of have a dog in this fight. And the lawsuit was brought by sellers, essentially arguing, why do we have to bear the burden of the entire percentage? And as you point out, 6% may be the max, but often these things are negotiated in the deal. But if this ruling sticks, what do you see as the long-term effect? Because it would give people the option not to use a realtor if they were buying a house. But what does that mean when it comes to the process?
Well, a lot of people think they know what they're doing going into the purchasing of a home or even the selling of a home, and they're a little too overconfident. And frankly, most people, even that have done a few transactions through the course of their life, they don't know what they're doing. That's why we provide the service that we provide. And they don't know about title searches or inspections or, exactly all of that back-end information, that chatter behind the scenes. And frankly, a good agent makes it seem like every transaction is fluid and smooth, but it's like that image of a duck swimming across the pond where they're just cruising along, but underneath the surface, there's paddling with fury. And that tends to be the agent role behind the scenes. And nobody understands how much we really do.
There you go. Erin Sykes, thank you very much.